My name is Gabriel Dobrev and I am the creative director of Surviving Mars. The game is about setting up a colony on Mars. It starts from the pre-planning phase where you actually decide where exactly you're going to land on Mars, what you're going to bring with you, and then it goes up to creating a self-sustaining colony on Mars. Mars is the next frontier. It's the big dream that humanity is having right now, and what we really wanted to do is to take part of this process, to help however we can. And being game developers, this was the option that we had, to just make it as popular as possible, to bring this topic to light and to have as many people as possible know about the problems and know about the potential solutions. So we decided that we can make a game which is a platform where everybody can understand the problems that we will face when going to Mars, and also think about the possible solutions, and hopefully we will have a very good community around the game. And our dream goal for this game is to actually have somebody someday on Mars say, for me, it all began with this little game I played. We wanted to make a game with a very, very strong community, and also a very much open and sandbox game, because really we are not telling a story about what happens on Mars, because we don't know what will happen on Mars. We want to make this as simulation oriented as possible and as sandbox as possible, so that people will find their own way and their own outcome of what happens on Mars. And Paradox was a natural partner for this. Of course, we've known the company for a very long time, and we were talking throughout all these years, but this is a project that really brings together the two companies in terms of their vision. Surprisingly, there is actually a lot of information. For many decades, people have published books and really planned how potential expeditions should take place, what are the possible hazards, how you can address those hazards, and especially in the recent years, there has been a tremendous amount of information and of different ideas, how to protect from radiation, for example, what to use for building materials, how to structure the building space. And we also have used a little bit of ideas which are, I wouldn't say our own, but things that we've liked more. For example, a big thing in the game is that we want everything designed well and looking beautiful. And the reason for that is that whoever decides to go to Mars, they will definitely look at the pictures from what it is living there, and they need to like it. If they don't like it, they are not going there. So this is really a crucial element that we think will play an important role. It's not so much about physically making sure that people are safe, but also making a living space which is looks great, and people want to live there. Yes, before it was a game, it was really our interest in the topic, and we read a lot about the entire process, how it's going to work out, what's going to happen, and so on. And the idea for making a game came a little bit later, after that interest that we already had. So it's a perfect match in terms of what we're interested in and the game that we're building. I would say it's more than a trend. It is the next frontier. It is something knocking on our door, and it's something that is going to happen. So it's inevitable that this is a big thing, and it's inevitable that people will be talking a lot about this, and they will be doing things. And we are more or less one of the small pebbles of this whole avalanche of things happening in that area, of new technologies being developed, of new ideas being thrown out about how to think, how to do this, how to do that, what's the minimum number of people that you need in one place in order to make them self-sufficient and in the long run, and things like that. So it's a very, very interesting area, and I think that it will get even more attention as we get closer to the actual event of landing on Mars. Yes, the game, we try to make the game as close to reality as possible. Of course, we have simplified a lot because it has to be playable. The actual problems that will be present on Mars are really very, very hard to tackle. But at the same time, we wanted to include that slightly naive and very optimistic look at the space exploration that was popular in the sci-fi literature of the 60s and 70s. And also we wanted to use the look of just shows like Futurama and Jetsons, for example. And our art style is very much inspired by the retro-futuristic looks. What we also had to do was to make them more practical and also design them in a new and clean way. So we have this modern approach to the retrofuturism, and that's our visual aesthetics. maybe you're that person that will go to Mars one day and say it all started for me with that little game I played.